Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is 2:17 a.m. and I have my lip balms out. I have my Soap and Glory Pillow Plump Sexy it says XXL. It's supposed to, the what do you call it? The lip I'll put some on right now. Lip plumper. It's supposed to make your lips a lot bigger. I don't think it really works, but it's fun to use, and it makes kind of nice lip gloss between like a lip balm and a lip gloss, but you can feel it on your lips. It tingles. It's like $10.99 at Target. It lasts for a pretty long time. And then I also have the Chubby Hubby, or the Chubby Chap Huckleberry, and the Revlon crappy lip balm. The Revlon crappy, it's just called the gloss. It's a horrible lip gloss. I don't know, maybe over lipstick it works better, but I don't feel like it works very well. It's just kind of like gloopy. And then I have my Diet Pepsi. I'm gonna be sitting in the driveway tonight because we have a curfew in a county-wide curfew in Marion County, which is all of Indianapolis, tonight and tomorrow, for 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. And it's like really silent out. We're kind of like in this, like a very suburban area, but we're close enough to, like, if it was really loud out, like let's say downtown or whatever, close to downtown, we could probably hear it from here a little bit. I don't hear anything. It's like silent. It's very still outside. I think I said that last night too. I was just going through the Facebook before I got on here to see if I saw if like people were protesting tonight or if people were out. I didn't see anything. I looked through the news channels on Facebook because that's where they post the stuff. Look at my hair. You would think that because I got my hair cut that I would be able to do my hair, but that's not the case. So I'm gonna sit in the driveway tonight. I know I've said this a couple times this week, but I honestly don't know how long I'm gonna vlog tonight. We were sitting around and I was telling Alex that he was wanting to watch The Handmaid's Tale tonight because we like watched it, you know, while we were at home for the COVID stuff, and then we stopped watching it. I don't know why, we just stopped watching it. And he was like, the other night he mentioned it, and then tonight he was like, do you want to watch a couple episodes of The Handmaid's Tale? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so he made this huge salad with chicken and everything in it, but he like only had enough for like him. He didn't have enough to make me, so I was making some macaroni and cheese and a peanut butter sandwich because of course that's so healthy, right? And we were just kind of like talking while we were like cooking and stuff, and I said I don't know what to watch next. Like I'm kind of thinking about watching the show Run on HBO because it has that actress Merritt Weaver. I looked her up because I really liked her. She was in the show Unbelievable. And but Tanya said she started it and she didn't really like it. I had the air on full blast, and I could probably just turn the air off. It says it's 81 degrees outside. I know it's not that warm. It's supposed to be like 86 tomorrow, and it's like full sun. But anyway, we were talking. I was telling Alex, and he was like, "Did you know that the new season of 13 it's 72?" It's really nice. It's really warm out tonight. And kind of a little muggy, but with a little bit of air, and you guys know I love the mugginess. Tomorrow, 87 sun, 10% chance of rain. Sunday, 84 sun, 0% chance of rain. Monday, 87 degrees, 0% chance of rain. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, rain. But all high temperatures. Well, next week, I guess some temperatures in the 70s, but that's still nice. I mean, it's June now. We're going to have nice temperatures through the summer. And I was like, is it really? Because I didn't know what else to watch next. And I was like, well, I'll start that tonight. I got kind of excited. I was like, at least something that I could get into. I didn't love the last season of it. And I was actually going to start Mindhunter. Because I meant to start it, and then I started it, and I watched, like, I meant to go in there and look and see how many episodes of Mindhunter I actually watched. I think I maybe made it to episode 3. I hate, like, when I start a show having to go back and rewatch the episodes. Like, that's one of the things I really don't enjoy doing. But I do want to watch Mindhunter. Alex said he really liked it, but I said, did you watch the 2nd season? And he said no. And then I also want to watch You and Ozark. Those are the shows this summer that I kind of really want to get into. What is this? Season 1. Yeah, I got halfway through episode 3. So I'm gonna start, I think this is the last season of, I want to watch You and I want to watch Ozark. I think this is the last season of 13 Reasons Why. Did you guys watch The Alienist with Dakota Fanning? It's coming back. I read an article the other day and I could not believe it. I was like so excited that it was coming back. I never read the book by Caleb Carr, but I heard it was fantastic. That came out years and years and years ago. It says on here, The Alienist, 2 seasons. When does the 2nd season come out? July 26th. When is it going to be on? Season 2 comes out July 26th, and it's like an episode a week. Oh, I guess it's on HBO. The 1st season was so good. And I don't usually like historical dramas like that, but it was really, really well done. I started watching it when we were in Cancun a couple years ago. And then, like, we were, so in other, I mean, for those of you that are watching this from other countries, you'll know what I'm talking about. In other countries, you can stream stuff on Netflix that we can't stream in the United States. So, for example, you know, like, each country has different shows that you can stream. Well, depending on, like, what their contracts are here with, like, you know, television stations or whatever. So, like, because you couldn't watch it anywhere in other countries or something, is why it was on Netflix. And so when we were in Cancun, I was watching The Alienist. I just happened to, like, find it. When I, like, started watching it, I was like, oh, this is based on that book. This should probably be pretty good. Because it was, like, kind of a Jack the Ripper kind of story from back in the day. But 100 times, like, more intense than what I know of Jack the Ripper. Which I don't know a lot. So we're actually going to read something about him this year for the book club, Mel and I decided, but we don't know when we're going to do that. October might be a good month to do that, but that's Mel's birthday month, and she usually picks, like, a mafia book to do that month. But we'll see. It's up to her. So, I started watching it in Cancun, and, like, every night I would watch, like, an episode or two sitting on the balcony. Well, I started it towards the end of our trip, and just thinking that I would watch it when I got back to the United States. When I got back here, I couldn't find it on my Netflix. This was when I first realized that each country has different shows. And I was like, did they just take it off? Like, was it only on there for a short period of time? Like, what's going on? Because it was like a new show. It had just come out. So I was like, it could have only possibly been on there for like a couple months, right? So I'm like Googling all this stuff. And I don't know how, somehow, I was like, I Googled something like, why can't I watch The Alienist? And somebody else had done the exact same thing that I had. And it was like on this thread, and it said, you know, like, I was on a trip, and somebody put, well, what shows you can watch? And they said something about RuPaul's Drag Race was one of them too at the time, but I don't know if that's true. So anyway, that was a really great show. I'm kind of into the book now. I've got like all of my Words with Friends games. I have not played Words with Friends in over a week. I'm kind of, to be honest with you, like, since I'm not just sitting around at home, like, I still love it. I still love playing it, but I'm kind of over, like, feeling like I have to catch up and, like, you know what I mean? I have a feeling all of my games have probably expired because, which will be really great for my overall score. Yeah. I literally have this person, let's see if they won. You timed out. Yeah. So, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people that I timed out with. Well, maybe I'll try to play it tonight. But the thing is, I don't know that I can make a commitment to playing every day. Especially if I can, like, drive around and listen to my audiobook. The thing is, I'm having to go through here and look at each of these games that I timed out on. The thing is that I loved playing it. And when I was sitting at home and, like, I was just sitting in the driveway listening to my audiobook, it was fun. But when I can drive around, it's different. But the problem is that I'm not just playing, like, 3 to 4 games. Like, I'm playing, like, 30 games. And so every time I sit here, I have to catch up on 30 games. And I don't know, I just kind of lost my excitement. I mean, I literally timed out on every single one of these games. It said, you timed out, you timed out, you timed out. All these games I was playing, I can't believe it. Oh, well. Did it kill my score? Did it kill my overall score? Let's see. View achievements. Oh no, it looks like I got a new achievement. No, I sure didn't. Okay. Oh well. And I just paid, I will say this is one of the reasons why I do need to play it. Because I just paid to, Helen just left. Okay, Helen, I got your messages. I'm just having a hard time catching up, Helen. I swear, I'm gonna play my move right now. I'll play my move because I've been playing games with her forever. So let's see what I can. I have no move to make. That's part of the problem, right? Okay. CA. 16 points, I guess. Well, at least I made a move. The rest of them I'll catch up on later. But then today, my patio is like perfection, you guys. The cushions, put them all out because it's not gonna rain, so I put them all out. The plants back there, the flowers, they smell so good and they look so pretty. I've got to make sure that I keep them up looking good all summer long. And it's just really fun to sit out there. And I got some lemonade. I went to the gas station and I got some lemonade. And so I was sitting out there drinking lemonade, talking to Tanya on the phone. Did I charge my phone? How much? Oh, I need to charge it more. Because I laid down for like an hour and a half. But anyway, we ended up not watching The Handmaid's Tale because RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars started tonight. So we watched that instead. It was 2 hours, and the way that for some reason it didn't record. We don't know why. What is going on? Okay, with my auxiliary cord. So anyway, Alex gave me this auxiliary cord like a year ago, and I never gave it back, and he's just let me keep it all the time. Isn't that nice? It's like a really nice one. So I don't have to, now I know people will say this, so I'll just have to clarify. I sometimes have to use it, like if I'm watching, excuse me, like a YouTube video or something, sitting in my car. But I don't, I have my car hooked up to Bluetooth, so like with my, like when I'm driving around listening to my audiobook and stuff like that, I listen to my audiobook or music through Bluetooth, so I don't have to have it hooked up. It's gonna start here in just a second, actually. I was watching Miss Continental last night. I was watching when Chantel DeMarco, when she wins, and they played the song Cherish by Madonna. So I was like, oh, I used to love that song so much. So I downloaded that song last night. I don't know why, but Anyway, I'm kind of really into the audiobook right now. I'm like 2+ hours into it, I think. I don't know how long I am into the audiobook, honestly. It's so long. I have 15.5 hours left. And it's like 18 hours long, so. So we watched that, and then Alex has to work tomorrow and has a bunch of work stuff to do. So he has to be out of the house like really early in the morning. And then, so he was like, I'm just gonna go to bed afterwards. And I was sitting outside, I was talking to Tanya, because that was right after we had finished RuPaul's Drag Race. Oh, because we didn't record it, so we had to like sit there through all of the advertisements, which I haven't done in such a long time. It's like you take that for granted these days, you know, that you can just fast forward through the commercials and stuff. But it took it, I mean, we had to watch all 2 hours of it. So, but it was good. I think it's gonna be a good season. Boo Radley won't eat. We're real worried about him. This is kind of becoming like a regular thing now. He's so skinny anyway, which the doctor always says that she's not worried about because he's like heavy enough for his size. But I just like always worry about it when he won't eat, or you know, or if he's always a picky eater. Like he always eats just a little bit of it and then comes back to it later or whatever. And we have to watch him very closely because Tucker will go eat his food if Boo Radley leaves it in his, because we feed Boo Radley in his house and Tucker eats up in the entryway between the bathroom and the front door, kind of like in that slate floor area. And we have to watch him because Tucker will go down there and eat his food. So we have to like pick it up if Boo won't eat it. Well, Boo didn't eat. He's eating like every other day. We cannot figure it out. And tonight, Alex noticed that he like had like a little bit of spit up, like not like vomit necessarily, but like spit up, you know, like dogs do. It was on the stairs with like a leaf in it. And he goes, he's eating the leaves again out there. Which, you know, dogs do that when their stomach hurts and their stomach doesn't feel well. So, I don't know. I'm not completely convinced it's not our food, because Alex ordered them a new kind of food. Tucker's fine with it, but at first he kind of even snubbed it. And it's the same brand, but it's like for older dogs, and it just, I don't know. I think it smells different to Boo. And so when we put it down, like he'll walk away from it. Well, so I said, I really wish we had some chicken and rice, that we could make him some chicken and rice, you know, and like, then we would know. Although, like, earlier today, he was eating treats. He took treats and ate them and was completely fine. So, I don't know what it is. And, so Alex, like, got the rice cooker. He's like, I've got rice. I can make, you know, rice in the rice cooker. So he made rice in the rice cooker. And he had already, like, he got in a whole bunch of breasts of chicken at the grocery store a couple days ago, and he had, like, you know, grilled them on the George Foreman grill and stuff. So he like cut up like 2 chicken breasts and he put them in the rice cooker with the rice and made real nice chicken and rice for Boo. And we put it down, and Boo just literally like turned and walked away, like he was disgusted by it. And I don't know what it is. Like, I'm worried about him. And then tonight, before I came out here, I thought, well, sometimes, like, if he has to poop or something, you know, like, he'll do that, and then he'll be real hungry. And then it's kind of like he didn't want to eat, you know, but I brought him outside, and they pottied, but he didn't do that, and he didn't poop. And I took him inside, and he didn't want a treat, and he wouldn't eat his food. He stood right there, and then when I put the food down, he ran down to his house, and he wouldn't even go upstairs to the bedroom with Alex. I was like, what is going on? Like, I can't figure it out. But it must be something about, and like tonight, it was weird too. Like, when Alex got up and he would like go into the kitchen to like take his salad bowl, like when we were watching TV and stuff, or whatever, like if he got up to like get a glass of water, you know, in a commercial break, like Tucker would follow him in there, because like they were sitting on the chair with him, and and Boo always gets up and follows him and Tucker everywhere, you know. And it was so weird too, because he was fine all day long today. Like outside he was fine, and he just was fine. I mean, fine all day long today, you know. He was fine tonight. He just wouldn't eat. Like if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be worried. And then So, I don't know, our vet is always like, if they don't eat for a day, they're fine, but like not consistently, obviously. But if it's like one day every once in a blue moon, because then the next day they'll be really hungry, and then like they'll eat after that, you know? But I think it freaks me out just because of how Pee-Pee was, and like he wouldn't, you know, like that was a sign, like with us, that things were wrong, was that he wouldn't eat. Like, so I'm real panicked about it, I think. And like we were late in bed, and I just was like, I hope he's okay. Tanya even said to give him like Parmesan cheese and stuff, because like that's a trick if she gets dogs that can't eat. You know, at the kennel, she'll put like Parmesan cheese on their meal and stuff like that. I might try that. Back in the day, Boo was a real good eater. Like, he would just, like, eat it up real quick, you know? And there was a period, it seems like ever since they got their haircuts, like, he hasn't wanted to eat. Which, I don't know why that would have anything to do with it, but that's the only thing. Like, when they came home that night, when did they get their haircuts? Was that Wednesday or Thursday? It was Wednesday. So they didn't really want to eat that night. And then yesterday, Boo Radley ate. But Wednesday night, he didn't. He ate a little bit off of his plate. He ate like half off his plate. Then last night, he ate. And tonight, he didn't eat. Because I meant to ask Tanya, because they were there all day. I meant to ask her if she fed them while they were there. I need to ask her that tomorrow. Because then that would mean, like, there was only one day that he wasn't really eating, and I wouldn't be that upset about it. I don't know, I said to Alex tonight, I said, I wish they could talk, so they could tell us, you know, and that's the hardest thing with, like, having pets, is that you never know, like, and that's not the hardest thing, but that's one of the hard things about having pets, you know, you never know, like, how they're feeling, or, you know, he was shaking kind of, too, like, he was, like, sitting on top, not on my chest, but like he sits and like puts his arms like that on my chest and like looks at the fan. He likes the feeling of the fan on him. And so he was doing that tonight, and I was kind of talking to him, and I was petting his little head, and I said to him, real sweet, I said, like, Boo Radley, I said, what's wrong? And he was just like, he would like shake like every once in a while, kind of like he had the chills. Well, he does that when it's gonna lightning outside, like, or when it's like lightning and thundering outside, because he hates the thunder and lightning. Well, the lightning, really, well, I guess it would be both, but he hates it, like it scares him. And I think his little body reacts to it somehow, because like Tucker could care less, Pee-Pee could care less, but Boo Radley can't handle it. He just doesn't like it. And that's how it was tonight. He was like shaking, like he was scared or nervous or something. But then when I came outside, or when I came downstairs to go outside, like he ran right off the bed to come down with me. So, I don't know. I'm worried about him. I love that I have my patio done. My neighbor over here, I love them so much. And did I tell you that they got this Volkswagen Bug? So anyway, they got this Volkswagen Bug and convertible. It's really cute. And they like drive it all over the place, and she was telling me that they went to like this Amish farm, and they went and I think I talked about this yesterday, he got fried chicken, and she's like, I don't really love fried chicken so much, but she's like, their peanut butter cookies and their pie, they're just so much fun. So anyway, she was out in her backyard, and she was watering her plants, and I asked her, I said, can I use your hose? Because we don't have a hose connection out there. We have one we have a hose connection out there, but like it won't turn. Like, we've tried it, and we had somebody look at it and everything, it won't turn. We can't figure it out. So she's like, yeah, use my hose anytime you want, because I just want to be able to fill my, you know, thing out there so I can water my plants. And, but we have one out front, and so then Laura, our other neighbor, was out there with her dog, and of course Boo and Tucker are running around like they're crazy and barking their heads off, so I had to put them inside, but we were sitting out there talking, and it just was really fun. And then I sat on the patio, and it was so nice. It was so nice today. I went over and I visited Tanya for a little bit at the kennel. I got up today and I did, I went and got coffee, and then I did my review of the Twix Frappuccino secret menu. Tomorrow I'm doing the Andes Mint Frappuccino because Josh, he was like, you should try it, and he said it's his favorite one, so he sent me the recipe, and I'm gonna go through there tomorrow while he's there, and I'm gonna do it. And then I did a booktube vlog. I've been doing these like booktube vlogs, just kind of coming up with topics. So if you have a booktube suggestion for a topic that you'd like to hear me talk about with books, put it in the comment section below. Today I talked about classics. Actually, would be kind of interested to see what some of the comments were, because I was like, I want to see if people like the driving around vlogs, because they're easy to do, and I love being able to post a video on booktube every day, and I'm having such a fun time doing them at the same time. What was I gonna say? And then I went to go visit Tanya. Did those, yeah. And then I stayed there for like a half an hour. Alex went and test drove Jeeps today. His car lease is up soon, and so he's thinking that he wants to get a Jeep Wrangler. But then when he came home, I think they were way too expensive, because he was like, he really, really wants one. You guys will find this, I think, probably kind of hilarious, but he really wants a Jeep Wrangler. Like, I really wanted one, but like, he really wants one, you know? But they're extremely expensive, and so he's thinking, like, you know, he's always leased cars. He believes in leasing cars because he doesn't drive. I mean, he doesn't really drive that much. He probably drives, I mean, in all honesty, like 10 miles a day, if even that. And so he was like, well, I might, we got home, and he said, but I also looked at a Jeep Grand Cherokee like yours, same color and everything. And I was kind of surprised. I was like, you did? And he was like, yeah, it's like more cost effective. And he was like, and I go, and he was like, but I'm thinking, like, he was kind of talking to me about maybe if I did that, buying it instead of leasing it. And I said, okay, like, why? Because if he leases it, he has to put money down, and then it's still so much money a month. But, you know, of course, I'm trying to be super supportive. So I'm like, whatever you want to do, as long as it's, you know, realistic for both of us. And, so he's like, yeah, I don't really know, and they're really expensive. But then he got online tonight, and so he was really kind of like thinking about the Grand Cherokee, which surprised me, because I mean, he drives basically like an SUV looking. It is. He drives like a SUV now, so it wouldn't be a whole lot different. And I was like, so then he got online tonight, and he was looking at a lot of different places. I said, you went to one place though. I said, why don't you try to see some other places and see if you can get some better prices and things like that. So he was looking up some stuff online tonight, and he was like, I think I found a couple Jeep Wrangler places that might have better deals. And I was like, okay. He said something about if he doesn't buy the maintenance package, and I don't know what that is, but I do know that my husband is like once a month up there getting his, because like he leases it, so when he has to be there so many times, like going like once a month for like a car appointment, and he's always taking his car, and his car is spotless. The reason he leases it is because he can exchange his car every 3 years, and then he can get something new every 2 to 3 years. And I think this one is a 3-year lease that he got, and then that way he's not stuck like with something that he doesn't want. But I'm like, with a Wrangler or Jeep Cherokee, first of all, like everybody told me when I was looking at a Wrangler that they just continue to appreciate in price, which is true. I've looked into that. But he wouldn't drive that much anyway, so in, you know, 5 or 6 years of buying the car, he would own the car and probably have less than 50 or 60,000 miles on it, you know, which is great. Well, I mean, I'm sure he would probably have more than that, but I mean, I drive that in like, I think it's really interesting that Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, they sent out emergency alerts for the curfew. But they didn't, oh, does it say show more? But they didn't show any, we didn't get a a notice tonight about the curfew. Just, okay, it stopped. But what I was saying was, we got emergency, you know, what's that, the notice contact thing that goes off, you know, when people are like kidnapped and stuff. But we got that each, like, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday for the curfew, but we didn't get it tonight. I don't know why that is. I think people in Indianapolis are going to start being really, like, not happy about this curfew thing. I'm kind of surprised. I haven't heard more people, like... Oh, it says here, how police plan to enforce a curfew in Indianapolis this week. That's great. Indianapolis police officers want to meet peace with peace during protests this weekend. Assistant Police Chief Chris Bailey said Friday, "We do not want, nor do we seek any confrontation with those in our city who are advocating for change," Bailey said during an afternoon news conference. Mayor Joe Hogsett reinstated a curfew for Friday and Saturday beginning at 8 p.m. and ending the next day at 6 a.m. The curfew follows 2 days of peaceful protests without curfews. Then why have curfew? It's been fine. Last weekend, when the demonstrations first began, protests morphed into violence and vandalism. It's clear the weekend provides residents greater opportunities to make their voices heard, Hogsett said in a statement. These protesters should be applauded, this is our mayor, for their commitment and advocacy, and it is my hope that the curfew will ensure the types of peaceful evenings we have experienced over the last few days. During the curfew, no one may be in public streets or public places. What's interesting about this, okay, which is whatever to me, but the entire time that they have these curfews in place, every single night, like until 10 or 11 or 12, there were people protesting in the streets downtown. During the curfew, no one may be in public streets or public places unless they are traveling to or from work. I mean, they were peacefully protesting, but so I don't know why they chose not to, like, do something. I don't know, like, why, what's the point in even having it? During the curfew, no one may be in public streets or public places unless they are traveling to or from work, seeking medical care, or fleeing from a dangerous situation. Law enforcement, members of the media, public officials conducting work, and people experiencing homelessness are also given exceptions. That's nice that they include the homeless in there. Violation of the curfew is a Class B misdemeanor that can carry up to 180 days in jail and a fine of up to $100 or $10,000. But Bailey said the department's desire is not to make any curfew arrests. Okay. He said officers will provide ample. I mean, the police were marching with the peaceful protesters at night on one of the days. He said officers will provide ample warnings and take an education-first approach, but will not tolerate violence or destruction. On Monday and Tuesday, police did not appear to strictly enforce curfew, instead allowing protests to continue peacefully. On Monday, a protest that marched to the governor's residence ended with a hug between a protester and an officer. I think I talked about that on here. I put it up on my stuff, on my Facebook and stuff. As far as enforcing curfew Friday and Saturday, IMPD Chief Randall Taylor said police response is dictated a lot by the demonstrators. So our hope is if you're going to demonstrate and be peaceful about it, then we may not need to push the curfew issue, Taylor said. Okay, so I get it. Huh. It makes me wonder if they're, like, enforcing it, like, around here. Because, like, Alex was going to go to dinner with his mom tonight. And we were talking about it. And he said, like, what do you think? And I said, I think the curfew's 8 o'clock. Like, I don't think that you should be out unless you're going to be home by 8 o'clock. It was, like, 6:30. And so he called his mom and they were like, they decided just to do it tomorrow afternoon when he gets done with his work stuff. She was like, no, we're not going to do that. Because she's in Hamilton County, which is where everybody else in the world that we know lives. Tanya, our families, both my dad, my stepmom, Caroline and her family, but she's camping this weekend. She's just camping last night. But Valerie, who else do I know? Okay, my battery died. And I don't know how much juice this battery has in it, but I have, because that was the battery that I was filming my last video on. And then these two are from, I think they're from last night. Do I have the other one in here? Yeah. So I don't know how much juice I have in this one. We'll have to see. But anyway, I was talking about Alex going to dinner with his mom. He's going to end up going tomorrow after he gets off work. And he's going to see her and hang out and stuff. But so we're in a curfew all weekend long. Anyway. I just want people to stay safe. I've been thinking so much about my mom through all of this, you know, like, I mean, I guess you never really know what somebody would say or how they would respond. I was thinking for some reason today, it was interesting, I was thinking about the movie Boys Don't Cry, when my mom and I went and saw it, about Brandon Tina. And if you haven't seen the movie, it's with Hilary Swank, and it was based on the life of Brandon Tina, and who was trans and raped and killed. And I think Hilary Swank won an Academy Award for it. I'm almost positive. But when my mom and I went and saw it at the movie theater, like, she, like, almost couldn't even sit through the movie. Like, that part of it. In fact, like, I think she did get up and, like, walk out. Like, it was... Those, like, seeing that kind of physical injustice, like, my mom has never been able to do that. And my dad used to tell the story. The movie's called The Sandpipers. I've actually never seen the movie. I should look it up and see what it's about. But it's a war movie. And they went to see it in Chicago before I was born, when they were, like, just married. And, oh, that's not it. It says it was Easy Listening Trio. No, it was a war movie. There was something about... They were like, here it is, Richard Burton. It was something about, like, prisoners of war, I think. Artist Laura Edwards, is this it? The Sandpiper. Artist Laura Edwards, Elizabeth Taylor, prefers to homeschool her son, Davy Morgan, but when the child welfare... This is not it. What's the one that's about war? Is that not it? Maybe that's it. No, that's not it. Why did I think all this time that movie was called The Sandpiper? Because my mom always talked about that movie. I've never seen it. I'll have to ask my dad what it was. There was some movie that they went and saw, and it was like, they were like, it was like the boat, like the Navy was like in the water, and they were watching like their they're men that have been taken prisoner, tortured on the beach. And it's like a Saturday night, and they're in like a packed movie theater. And they're like torturing this guy and torturing this guy and torturing this guy. And my mom stood up in the middle of the theater and she screamed, "Shoot the son of a bitch." She was like so mad. She was so mad watching this movie. And I remember my mom and I, my friends and I went to go see Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson, which is a great movie, and Julia Roberts. And, so my mom, this would have been after she, like, was in her 50s, because she had the AARP card, and she could get into movies for, like, half price and popcorn for free. They always have, you know, all these deals. I should look into that and see if I can get it yet. But they always have all these deals, you know, that you can get, like, the movies. So she would go to movies all the time, she and my uncle. And so I was sitting there, and my mom, like, I had asked her if she wanted to come with us or something, and she was like, "Oh, no, I don't know if I would like that movie," or whatever. So anyway, it's like me and, like, 4 of my friends, and all of a sudden, I hear, like, my mom coming down the lane. She's like, "Peter? Peter?" I was like, oh my God. So my mom had to sit in between us for the whole movie, of which she talked through movies constantly. Oh, she would have driven Alex. That is the one thing Alex would have lost his mind. My mom would talk through an entire movie and ask questions and all kinds of stuff. So we were sitting there. She had this big bucket of popcorn. She always had to have movie popcorn. She loved movie popcorn. She, eating all this popcorn driving me nuts, right? And there's a scene in the movie when they're questioning Mel Gibson, and they have his eyelids taped open, or they have something like toothpicks. I think it's his eyelids are taped open so he can't blank, which was apparently like a prisoner of war tactic back in the day that they would do to torture him. And my mom, she started losing it. She was like, "I lived through Vietnam, and this is what they did to the soldiers, and this is horrible." And she was like, let me out of the seat, let me out of the seat. I can't sit here and I can't watch this. So, you know, I think that my mom today, as much as that she would be a peaceful protester, I believe, I think she would be really, really angry, outraged right now. That I don't think she would be surprised. I don't think anybody should be surprised. You know, like, I guess, like, I'm not there anymore, that when I've kind of, like, been, you know, reading all of this stuff and whatever, and it's like, these systematic injustices that have been happening, you know, over and over and over and over again, and when you do come from a place of privilege, it's really easy to kind of just, you know, it's like when you're driving down the road and someone's in your blind spot, but you know that they're going to pass you. It's like you just don't even have to pay attention to it, right? Because it doesn't affect your life. And I feel that that's what so many, I know that that's what I've done, that so many of us, except for certain situations, you know, have done that. But what about the countless and nameless others, you know, that aren't George Floyd and aren't, you know, Breonna Taylor, that never got noticed for what happened to them? You know, it doesn't mean that it was any less unjust. And so, am I surprised? I guess I'm surprised that it took this long for us to get to this point. But I think my mom would be outraged and angry. I think the phone calls I would be having with her would be that. At first I thought she would say, you know, I'm sad, like, this makes me sad. But my mother was not ignorant. I don't think she would ever have been under the misunderstanding that this just happened overnight. Like, she wouldn't have thought that, you know what I mean? Like, it is sad, don't get me wrong, but I think she would have been like, this has been coming for a very, very, very long time. And, you know, I just hope people are safe. Alex is going on Sunday to see they made this beautiful mural of his friend that was shot and killed, and he's gonna go down there on Sunday with some of his friends, some of his girlfriends that were really close with him too. One of my friends was really, really pissed because they took Chris's picture and somebody took it and put it in like a meme and said, like, first of all, to my understanding, from what I've heard from other people that knew him close, he was killed by stray bullets during the violence that happened downtown Indianapolis because he walked out of his apartment to try to help somebody that was down. And always part of the solution, you know, leader of the black community, and really was friends with just like everybody. I mean, it's like on Facebook, it's just like every person, people that I didn't even know that knew him. I'm sure they didn't know that I knew, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that they didn't know half the, I mean, he was friends with so many people. And he had played football for Cathedral, which is like one of our Catholic high schools here in Indianapolis, private schools. And then he played at IU, and he was a business owner. And one of my friends posted, I should just look it up. I'll tell you what. Oh, I didn't even have my phone plugged in, and that's what I was wanting to do, was charge my phone. But there was this meme made that said, oh, my friend was so pissed. What did he say? Oh, here, he said, if you see anyone posting that meme using Chris Beaty's face, talk about, okay, where's the meme? He posted the meme. Oh, it's at the end of this. He did this video. I'm not going to show the whole video because it's this girl's Facebook page. How do you pause this? I don't know how to do these Facebook videos. And I have to go through the whole thing again? Please tell me now. Damn it! I think this is how you do it. Okay, here it is. Ugh. Are you kidding me? It keeps on rolling to the side. It says something like, where was Black Lives Matter when these people who will mourn who will mourn for these black lives taken by Black Lives Matter, and it has Chris's picture in it. And people are going nuts. Like, whoever made this meme, they're like, he would not have wanted that. They're really pissed about it. Oh, here it is. Indianapolis, Indiana. Brandon Mosley had a busy Saturday. The former Indiana University football player had just returned to Indianapolis from visiting his parents. He had a fraternity brother getting married that day, and it was also his birthday. There was a lot going on. About 10:45 p.m. on Saturday night, he called his best friend, Chris Beaty, and they chatted for about 15 minutes. That wasn't out of the ordinary. Not at all. We talked every day, Mosley said Tuesday during a long telephone interview. We were that tight. We finished talking, and I told him I was going over to my friend's house to celebrate their wedding for a little while. He said to be careful because of the protests and that he was just staying in. I told him I would and that I would shout at him later. He never got the chance. About an hour later, Beaty, a popular businessman and friend to so many that several people jokingly called him Mr. Indianapolis, was dead. Apparently killed by thieves on a robbing spree right outside of his downtown apartment. Mosley missed a call from Beaty at 11:39 p.m. and tried to call him back at 11:52, but there was no answer. He tried a few more times, didn't get an answer, but didn't think anything of it. My call just went to voicemail, so I figured I'd just catch up with him in the morning, Mosley said. Little did he know his best friend was dead. So sad. This is so sad. Such a nice guy. Such an incredibly nice guy. Mosley found out Beaty was gone on Sunday, shaking his world. Devastated and distraught, he wanted to find out answers. He spent all day Monday piecing events together, and he learned a lot. I felt like it was Chris guiding me, too, like he was telling me, find out what happened to me. It was the most surreal day of my life, like my eyes just kept opening wider and wider. Mosley and his friends spent several hours on Monday retracing Beaty's final steps. They learned that when the police arrived after the shots were fired and they found him dead, they didn't know who he was because he didn't have any identification on him. He was taken to the hospital and labeled as a John Doe, the second one that night, as it turned out. On Sunday, Mosley said he called Beaty late in the morning, but there was still no answer. He called again shortly before 2 p.m. and still no word. So he called a few friends and they went to Beaty's apartment. This is like, at this point, like on Facebook, like everybody was like, just who knows where Chris is? Who knows where Chris is? My friend said they walked right in. The door wasn't even locked, so we knew he wouldn't have gone anywhere, Mosley said. His wallet was right there on the table, too. He had 2 phones, and one of the phones was next to his wallet. This was Sunday afternoon, so they called the police, and they didn't have any reports under Beaty's name. They started calling around to hospitals looking for him, and there was no record of him there either. One hospital administrator said there were 2 John Does who were brought in that night, though. Mosley said Beaty's sister went to one hospital, but the body there wasn't Beaty. Then she got a call from the other hospital saying they had identified Beaty from fingerprints. It was indeed the 38-year-old Beaty. Monday fact-finding mission. I haven't read this. When I woke up Monday morning, Mosley said I needed to go find answers, and I never would have imagined what I would find out. Mosley and his friends walked everywhere and talked to neighbors. About mid-afternoon, they were walking up toward Vermont Street when one of Mosley's friends saw a shell casing. He yelled out to Mosley and the others, and they all looked closer. Almost instantly, they found 2 more shell casings. They called 911 immediately, and the cops were there in a matter of minutes. That's why we were there. That was Chris guiding us, Mosley said. And when the cops got there, one guy said he was on the scene Saturday night, and he told us, your friend died trying to protect 2 women who were getting their purses snatched. Mosley wanted to be very clear about something else, too. On this difficult Saturday night in downtown Indianapolis, where protests took place, but looting did, too. These are not protesters. They were just bad guys out there robbing people, he said, and they killed my best friend. Aw, there's a great picture of them. Chris Beaty genuinely cared about you. The thing that Chris Davis remembers most about his good friend, Chris Beaty, was that he was always smiling. Not some of the time, not most of the time, always. If I needed help with marketing or PR on a project or even had just some questions, I'd call him and he'd always be, what's that, boss? Or what do you need, boss? He was always called me boss. He was such a good guy. Beaty grew up in Indianapolis and was a football star at Cathedral High School in the late 1990s, winning multiple state championships. He played at Indiana from 2000 to 2003 and has been a successful businessman in Indianapolis ever since, doing many things from managing popular nightclubs to sponsoring events and owning several other businesses as well. He touched a lot of lives, and his death over the weekend staggered and stunned a lot of people. And the basketball coach at all the Heat helped. It's just like all these people talking. What a nice article. Laura Overton, a popular Indianapolis media personality who now works for the Indianapolis Colts, has known Beaty since college. They were at IU at the same time, and Overton ran track while Beaty played football. They became friends quickly. His love for the alma mater is off the charts, Overton said, as is his love for many of his friends. So sad. Okay, so the story behind the artist's mural of Chris Beaty in downtown Indianapolis. So this is what Alex is going to go see on Sunday. I may go too, but these are like Alex's friends that like he went out. Oh, there's a whole video on it. Is there a picture of the mural? I think I showed it on here the other night, didn't I? It's really cool. Let me see if I can show you, if it'll pull this up. I don't think it will. But it's a picture. This is, you can't really see it. I don't know if there's like any info. This is like a, so it's like this picture. It's in like this huge downtown. It's like on Washington down, or on Vermont downtown. Look at my friend Allie, my friend that I did the interview with when I was in LA. She is out protesting in Los Angeles. Look at this. Justice for Breonna Taylor, it says. Oh, I love her. This is why I can't get on the Facebook. Because I get on the Facebook and I'm on it forever. Has that ever happened to you? It's stupid. There's really nothing on there that I need to read. The Facebook. Oh my Lord. Okay, I'm putting this phone down. It's bad. My plan was to finish. I'm not going to use probably any of this lip gloss and stuff tonight. I'm just going to use this one. My plan was to finish The Night Stalker this weekend. But last night I drove around for like an hour and listened to it. To be really honest with you, it kind of creeps me out to sit in the driveway and listen to it. I don't know why, and it's really, to be honest with you, it's not like super scary. It's really just the information. Although one of the things that they do, or he does, the author, that I didn't realize until today, was that he doesn't say Ramirez in the book, okay? He just says the killer. Like, it goes back and forth between, like, the victims and the killer. And he's like, the killer is listening to AC/DC, and he's, like, says all this stuff about him. I mean, it's very specific, like, the details of, like, him trying to, like, find out who he's going to kill next and going into their houses and, like, what he did. And, but it's kind of scary because, like, while you're listening to it, like, you can really imagine him doing it. When I first read Helter Skelter, well, let me put it this way. When I first attempted to read it, because I've never completed it, ever. I've only ever gotten, like, as far as, like, page 80 or something. That book. Anyway, I can remember sitting on the front porch, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was reading the part about where the maid goes in on Celia Drive, and she, like, or Celio Drive, or whatever it is, and she finds the bodies, and, like, then it goes in and it talks about the night before, and what people heard, and things like that. I swear, like, I thought I heard people, like, walking in the street. I thought I heard, like, leaves crunching and things like that. I was like, this is so crazy. Like, I got so scared. Which, summer's for getting scared, right? Like, outside and stuff like that. But, I do think that one of the things that's really interesting is, so if you watched American Horror Story, Richard Ramirez was a huge part of the last season, 1984, of American Horror Story. And what's interesting is, like, whoever included him on the show, like, really did their research. And one of the things that's kind of, I mean, not funny, but interesting, I guess, is, you know, if you're a lover of true crime, like, like, if you listen to, like, what's the, My Favorite Murder podcast, I mean, they make it funny. Like, it's not, and, like, it's sad and all of that kind of stuff, but some of these, like, I don't know, there's just, some of these killers are just, like, they're straight up weirdos, you know? They just really are, most of them. So, anyway, he, in the book, like, he wears these Asics aerobic shoes. I think that's what they are. And what's funny is, like, in the show, well, I don't want to ruin it for anybody if anybody hasn't seen it, but there's, like, an aerobic element to it that has something to do with Richard Ramirez. And that's all I could think about when I was, like, watching it today. But, like, unlike any of the other books that I've read, like, they really do focus a lot on, like, he's, like, driven by this music. Like, he listens to all this AC/DC music. Somebody posted in the True Crime Book Club, they said, AC/DC will never be the same again. But, like, they do, like, he listens to all this AC/DC. What's his song that he listens to before he kills people? I think it's called, is it, I don't, what is that song? Oh, Added Up by the Violent Femmes is playing on my, it's playing on my iTunes right now. Is it, I don't know AC/DC that well. Is it Highway to Hell? I think it is. That's, like, his favorite song, and he sings it constantly, or, like, he plays it constantly. And then, like, it's kind of real creepy. Highway to Hell is the 6th studio album by Australian hard rock band AC/DC. Do you know, until this very moment, this is what a big idiot I am, I did not know that AC/DC was Australian. I swear to God, I had no clue. I knew ABBA was, but Super Trooper. My dad used to love ABBA. I should download some ABBA music. I love ABBA. But I like that song. Okay, so when I was growing up, my favorite ABBA song was Super Trooper. I don't know why I love that song. My dad had the album or the tapes or whatever, and we would listen to them all the time. And I love Dancing Queen, of course. But I think my favorite song ever by them, and I think it's because, I don't know why, but if you guys have ever seen the movie, Toni Collette is, like, one of my favorite actresses ever, and if you've ever seen Muriel's Wedding, Muriel, you're horrible. I love Muriel's Wedding so much. It's such a great movie. But, such a tragically real and funny movie. My friend and I used to quote, my friend that lives in Denver, we used to quote the lines all the time. Goodbye, porpoise spit. But there's a scene in it when Muriel and her friend are at this resort and they do this talent show and they do the song Waterloo, and I love that song so much. So I have to say that would probably be my favorite ABBA song, I think. I don't know. I used to know, like, literally, like, every word to all of their albums. I can see the black one that had the gold letters on it and it just said ABBA in the middle of it. I used to roller skate to them too. I'm sure that's not a big surprise to most people out there. I used to love to roller skate to Donna Summer, and I roller skated to Thelma Houston and to ABBA. I should see, like, what, I don't, like, I'm probably not off the top of my head, like, thinking of some of, like, all of the ABBA songs. I was getting ready to look at ABBA songs, and Well, my camera stopped, as it usually does. Okay, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to look up ABBA. Which I think are the names of the people in the band. Like the first letters. Oh my god, there it is! ABBA Gold! Dancing Queen. Waterloo! I'm gonna take a chance on me. I don't care for that. Mamma Mia, knowing me, knowing you. I know, I like that song. Oh, The Winner Takes It All. That song is so sad, isn't it? I'm gonna have to listen to these later. Money, money, money. I don't like that song. The Name of the Game. Isn't that a real sad one too? Super Trooper, Voulez-vous. How do I know some of these songs and others I don't? I don't know some of these people or some of these songs. Yes, I do. More ABBA Gold. I wonder what year that album came out. 1992. No, that can't be. Because that would have been 2 years after I graduated from high school. I wasn't roller skating in the driveway 2 years after I graduated from high school listening to that album. That's not possible. Is there another album here that... maybe? None of these albums look familiar to me. I know that album. When did ABBA Gold come out? When? If it says 1990, whatever it just said, I'll be... It says September 21st, 1992. Well, I know I wasn't roller skating in the driveway then. But then there's other ones that came out other times. And maybe it's this one, Greatest Hits. What year did that come out? What album first had... oh wait, what ABBA album first had Super Trooper? What's that line? From Mad Max Thunderdome. She says, Master Blaster runs Thunderdome. I love Tina Turner in that movie so much. Oh my god. Super Trooper is the 7th studio album by... oh, that was the album that my dad had. Right there, there it is. It's the 7th studio album by the Swedish pop group ABBA. First released in 1980, which means I would have been 8 years old. Is this battery seriously dying too? Are you kidding me? I will be right back. Okay, we are on the third and final battery. I do not plan on... this battery is hot. I do not plan on... why is it always out of... I cannot believe I was out of focus for 24 minutes. Somebody posted that on my blog last night. Peter was out of focus for 24 minutes. I thought that was kind of funny. But I didn't mean to be, so I'm sorry. I need to clean out my bag here, because this is a mess of trouble. Got all these receipts and stuff in here. What is this notes I made? What's this notes about? What is this about here? Oh, things to buy at the store. Light bulbs. Oh, these were all the things I was getting for when we were going to be home for the corona. Coffee K-cups, nuts. Which now my husband's eating. Peanut butter, I got like 3 containers. Fabric softener. What does it say down here? Oil change, got that done. And dog shots, got that done. I guess I can throw this one away. I guess we don't need this note anymore over here, do we? I've like literally with that note, I have become my mother. What is this? Waterloo. I don't know what that was. Do you ever like read notes that you leave yourself and you don't know what they mean anymore? That happens to me all the time. What is this? It's a receipt from Best Buy for something, but it's so rubbed raw that I can't even see it anymore, what it says on there. Anyway, I honestly do not know what I was talking about before when I was... Oh, this album. Okay, let's see what's on this album. No. What is... I don't understand. I probably would have been about that age when it came out. 1974, 77. I'm looking at the covers of these albums and like truly, like this one, Super Trooper album looks familiar to me. 2008, 1970. Let's book. None of these look really that familiar to me. ABBA Gold. The Best of ABBA. Maybe this is it. This one looks kind of familiar to me. Yeah, here we go. Dancing Queen, Take a Chance on Me, Name of the Game, Knowing Me, Knowing You, SOS, Super Trooper. This is the album that my dad had. Yep. Yep, this is it. So it's The Best of ABBA. And when did that come out? 1975. He must have got it later. I think one of his, my dad's girlfriends introduced him to ABBA or something like that. Oh. Knowing me, knowing you. Uh-huh. But I used to love to roller skate. I would take it real serious. I get real serious about it and like do routines and everything in my driveway. And I like to listen to, Donna Summer was my hands down favorite to roller skate to. Why wouldn't she be? I loved Donna Summer so much back in the day. But she got real famous, you know, because for doing disco and all that kind of stuff. And then apparently she got like real religious, and then she hated the gays and made some comments about the gays. I don't know about all that stuff. I just know hot stuff and all of that, you know, like left the cake in MacArthur Park. And it's just like literally one of my least favorite Donna Summer songs on the radio. Someone called Loretta, you wrote me on the radio. Have you ever seen the movie, is it called Foxes? With Foxes? Oh my god, it's so fantastic with Jodie Foster. If you've never seen it, look up the movie Fosters. It's from like 1980 or something. But that one girl that was in The Runaways, she's like my favorite ever. She was like in all of those movies, like in the late 70s, all those really bad movies. Well, it wasn't a bad movie, but anyway, Foxes with Jodie Foster, and her friends are a bunch of like, always getting into trouble doing drugs and drinking. I put Foxes in, and it just came up and showed me a picture of a fox. Why wouldn't it, I guess? And, but they're always just like getting into trouble, and her mom is always saying, oh, you and you kids are always just getting into all kinds of trouble. But anyway, it's such a great movie. I own it in my basement in VCR. I'm sure it doesn't surprise you. Here it is right here. It came out in 1980. What's this girl's name? Cherie Curry. Cherie Curry. How could I forget her? I loved her. She was so great in that movie. In the late 1970s, 4 teenage girls from San Fernando Valley, California, deal with the rampant dysfunction of their lives. Deirdre Candace Stroh. I don't remember Deirdre Stroh. Oh, yes, I do. Candace Stroh pursues one boy after another, avoiding any commitment. Escaping the abuse of her father, Annie, Cherie Curry, resorts to drug use to ease her painful reality. So Cherie Curry used to be in the band The Runaways. Overweight Madge, Marilyn Kagan, feels constant pressure to live up to the wild ways of her friends. As the most stable of the group, Jeannie, Jodie Foster, must watch over all of them. And it came out in 1980. And it says Laura Dern was in it too, but I don't remember. Oh, Scott Baio was in it. I forgot. There's this great scene when they have this like sit-down dinner and Scott Baio's there. And Cherie Curry has some great lines in it. Sally Kellerman played, what's her face? Jodie Foster's mother. Let's see Cherie Curry, what else she's been in. Because she was in, oh, look at her there. Oh my God, okay. Cherie Ann Curry, she is 60 years old, I cannot believe it. Her and Joan Jett in The Runaways, can you believe it? Cherie Ann Curry is an American musician, actress. This is kind of like the whole night has just been all about on the Google, isn't it? Cherie Ann Curry is an American, she's probably one of my favorite people ever. If I had to list top 20 celebrities, Cherie Curry would be up there with Stevie Nicks, true story. Cherie Ann Curry, I can't even remember her name, but I always just know, it's like, I always want to call her Cherie Cherry or something like that, Sherry Mary or something like that, I never can remember her name. But anyway, Cherie Ann Curry is an American musician, actress, and artist. Curry was the lead vocalist of The Runaways, a rock band from Los Angeles in the mid to late 1970s. After The Runaways, she became a solo artist. Then she teamed up with her identical twin sister, Marie Curry. Why does that make me laugh? Okay. And released an album with her. Wikipedia. Born November 30th, 1959 in Encino, Los Angeles. Her son must be famous. JK's. Who is he? I don't know. Says he's famous for something. He doesn't look anything like her. What's he do? He's an actor. Okay. Lita Ford. I went to a party last Saturday night. I didn't get laid. Kiss me once. Kiss me twice. Come on, pretty baby, kiss me deadly. Love that song so much. What is Cherie Curry's worth? 14 million, it says, in case you wanted to know. Movies. What other movies was she in? She was in one other movie, I know. You know those worth things are so wrong, don't you? Okay, so she was actually in the movie The Runaways. She was in the horror movie Hansel and Gretel. She was in some bad movies. The Rosebud Beach Motel, Parasite from 1982, Wavelength, Susie Q. I wonder what happened to her sister Marie Curry. I wonder if her twin sister does look exactly like her, though. I want to look and see, like, from back then, if they say, because they had this, like, very, like, shag blonde hair, dude. You guys, it pulled up the Marie Curry. Why wouldn't it, of course, okay? But I wonder if they had, like, the identical matching, like, shag hairdos and stuff like that. They so did. Oh, my God, how cool. I am living. Look. Can you see it? I cannot believe it. I never knew she had a twin. Look at those hairdos. It's fantastic. They have the same hair and everything. Oh, and here's pictures of them older. Look at these feathers. I mean, this is actually a really beautiful picture. It's like an album cover, but it's a really beautiful picture. Anyway, I stopped the camera because I started telling this story about... I started telling the story about my friends and I watching that movie and us kind of recreating that, the movie Foxes, and us recreating that dinner scene. But I didn't need to probably tell that because I said somebody's name and that person probably wouldn't care so much to be a celebrity on my YouTube vlog, so we'll just leave it out. They're probably like, Peter, I didn't even know you had a vlog, and I don't know what a vlog is probably what they would say to me. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But I am gonna go inside now, and I am going to, I got some snacks at the gas station, so I have a couple snacks in there. I got some Pringles. I thought I heard somebody talking on the street. I got some Pringles. And then I got, what else did I get? This like peanut, like Reese's peanut butter like mix, trail mix kind of stuff. It looks real good. And then I got peanut butter covered pretzels, which I love. So I'm real excited about that. And I had the other, I got a lemonade at the gas station too. So I have the other half of my lemonade in there, which is, I can't remember the brand of it, but it comes in like a big like bottle, like a Coke bottle. It's okay, it's not bad. It's better than I thought it would be. So I'm gonna have some of that, and yeah. And then I'm just gonna sit. I haven't decided if I'm gonna sit on the front porch or the back porch. Sometimes it's more comfortable for me to sit because of my back. Sometimes it's more comfortable for me to sit on the front porch in the glider. Sometimes in the back porch isn't so comfortable. Plus it's like really dark back there and it kind of scares me a little bit, so we'll see. But anyway, if I sit on the front porch, I turn all the lights off anyway, so I can see my iPad better when I sit out in the dark. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here now, so I will shut my mouth. And I hope you guys are having, what is tomorrow? It's Saturday already, I cannot believe it, Saturday already. I hope you're having an amazing Saturday, unless you have other plans, but like I always say, don't have other plans. Wait. Let's go back. If you made it this far in the vlog, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like this vlog, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below, but you don't have to. And if you want to, put a blue heart in the comment section for the wolf pack. That's all of us over here trying just to get through life. Please make sure that you're still subscribed to this channel and any of my other channels that you also enjoy. And if you haven't already subscribed, I'm welcoming you to do that if you would like to. And please, I would love that. And I hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Do something fun today. Do something exciteful. Do something exciting. Do something fun today. Do something exciting, like starting a new show or a new book or whatever. Do something that's putting positivity out there in the world. Do something that you will look back on and be proud that you did tomorrow, or that you will look back on, you know, tomorrow or the next day or next week or a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10, 20, 50 years from now, 60, 69 years from now, 100 years from now, that you'll look back and you'll be like, I'm proud of myself that I did this. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. I do. I love you. And make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you say, I love you. You are valuable. What other positive affirmations you need to hear? Say that to yourself every day when you wake up. Before you go to bed at night, say tomorrow is going to be an amazing day. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day tomorrow. I'm going to have my day's going to be filled with laughter and smiling and good times. And I'm going to be doing positive things. And I'll be loving and kind all day tomorrow. And, you know, great opportunities are going to come my way and positive experiences are going to happen. And if my day gets off track, I can start my day over whenever I want. When you wake up in the morning after you've said, I love you and you are valuable and all your positive affirmations, also say to yourself, today is going to be an amazing day. I'm going to have just a beyond amazing day today. It's gonna be such an amazing day, and I'm gonna be happy, joyous, and free all day today. And you know, great opportunities are gonna come my way. I'm gonna have positive experiences all day today. I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna hang out with my friends if I can, if I'm able to, and if not, call them up on the phone and let them know how much they mean to me. And if my day gets off track, I can start my day over whenever I want. Most importantly, don't forget, and most importantly, reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you and say, I just wanted to let you know I was thinking of you, and I hope you're, you know, doing well, and I'm thinking of you right now. And just, yeah, just real simple. Also, practice random acts of, you know, kindness, but I was gonna say something about the other thing. Pick somebody that you haven't called in a while or texted. Pick somebody that, you know, has been off your radar for a couple weeks or a month or whatever, and just randomly text them and be like, hey, I was just thinking of you. You doing okay? I always love when I hear from people that I haven't heard from. I love to hear from people that I haven't heard from in a while. So maybe try that. I'll do it too. I promise. I'll do it too. And we can all do it together, and we can cheer some people up. And also practice random acts of kindness. And most importantly, don't tell anyone. Just do it because you want to put goodness and kindness and compassion and love and out there, just to be good, to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. Just put kind acts out there in the world. The world could use more just kind acts for no reason other than just kindness. And I know I could be better at that as well. So we could all work on that, I think, including myself. And I think that's it. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching tonight. And I know it was kind of all over the place, but I had fun and just kind of randomly looking stuff up on the Google. So thank you. And I love you. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.